Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today we're looking at RustTyrannomon. We're playing the promo in the adventure engine, just putting out more adventure content. I really like the engine, and I think there's a lot of cards that fit really nicely in it. So, starting with our eggs, 4 copies of ST20 Koromon. All turns this Digimon with the adventure trait gets plus 1k DP. With RustTyrannomon, we have collision, we have piercing. We want to make sure that we're big enough to get over things and be a threat. So the Koromon is a must, in my opinion. We're going to have 4 copies of the ST20 Agumon. It can warp into a Greymon. We're not running the Greymon, but we have a reboot inheritable that's going to feel really nice on our level 6s. We're going to have 4 copies of ST21 Palmon. On play, you trash a card with the adventure trait to draw 2, fills our hand, finds us our pieces, and then all turns we get 1k DP. That's a 2k boost with the Koromon. Makes a huge difference in your stack, not getting swung back over or being a viable blocker. We do have 2 copies of the Biyomon to round out our level 3s here. On play, it's going to find you in a Digimon card with the adventure trait and 1 such tamer or option card. The rest go bottom deck. We just want to be careful with this. It does whiff away our level 6 top end, but the inheritable is really nice. It gives us 2k DP on our turn, which makes RustTyrannomon even bigger and harder for the opponents to deal with. Moving on to level 4s, I have 2 copies of the BT21 Greymon. On play, when Digivolving, if you have Tai Kamiya or a Tamer with the adventure trait, give one of your opponent's Digimon start of your main phase. This Digimon attacks until their turn ends. That is really potent with the RustTyrannomon that is a blocker. Force the opponent to swing into you, you get to block, and then you get to unsuspend. You don't actually lose anything off that because of the unsuspend, and you just force them into losing a body. It also gives you some blast days opportunities, so this is just a fantastic card to be filling out some slots. It does have the reboot inheritable as well, just like the Agumon. We are going to run 4 copies of the ST20 Kabuterimon. When Digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play a Tamer card with the adventure trait from your hand without paying the cost. Important for our color setup and making sure that our triggers actually work. And then we get a piercing inheritable. That doesn't matter too much for the RustTyrannomon because it already has piercing built in. But you can see a Jijimon over there, and we do have the MegaGargomon ACE, so this is going to make a little bit more of a difference for that. And for our level 5s, which have the opportunity to swing over suspended Digimon. We're going to run 4 copies of ST21 Togemon as well on play, and when Digivolving, if your Tamers with the adventure trait have 3 or more total colors, this can evo into an adventure trait card in the hand without paying the cost. That is just straight gas. It's going to come up a lot, and it's going to feel really great when you get a free Digivolution off of this. All turns, this Digimon gets 1k. Same thought process as the Palmon and the other DP boosters. It's just great for our stack to be nice and big. Moving on to level 5s, 3 copies of BT21 MetalGreymon on play, and when Digivolving to one of your opponent's Digimon, D-Digivolve 1 for every 2 of your Tamer's colors. You will usually see this D-Digivolve 1, and it is really nasty when it happens. Your turn, once per turn, when your other Digimon are played or Digivolve, if any of them have the adventure trait, one of your Digimon gains Alliance, then one of your Digimon may attack. It also has an Alliance inheritable. So this second part of the text is just making sure that the level 5s are aggressive. They can basically swing in for 2 checks as long as you have another body to Alliance with, and that will happen very easily. We're running 4 copies of MegaKabuterimon from ST20 as well. On play, when Digivolving, one of your Digimon unsuspends. Then for every 2 colors your Tamers with the adventure trait have, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. I'd like this over the Lilymon. You can run Lilymon, but this has a little bit wider range on what it can suspend, which means that you have a little bit more opportunity to swing over some higher value targets with this card. The bottom half of the text is the same as the MetalGreymon, gives you Alliance and allows you to swing. I really like that this allows you to suspend something down, though, and then just swing over it, especially with all the DP boosting inheritables we have. It's just really, really good. Moving on to level 6s, we're on 2 copies of BT11 Jijimon, can evo on green or black, level 5s, 4-3, so we can hit the MetalGreymon and we can hit the MegaKabuterimon. When Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 Tamer card among them without paying the cost. Place the rest at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. Playing your adventure Tamers off this for free feels fantastic. When attacking, for each green or black Tamer you have in play, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. You may play any number of green or black Digimon cards whose total play costs add up to 10 or less among them without paying the cost. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So basically, the more green Tamers you have in play, the more cards you're going to flip, and the more bodies you're going to get on board. Synergizes with the adventure ideology, and is nice just as a 2 of, not really as a main boss monster. The RustTyrannomon does most of the work here, but this can snowball pretty quickly if you get lucky. Moving on, 4 copies of the promo RustTyrannomon. Cost 5 to evo, that is important to know. Has collision, piercing, and blocker. When Digivolving, D-Digivolve 4 on one of your opponent's Digimon, so it's going to bring them right back down to a rookie. And then all turns, when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted in battle, this Digimon may unsuspend. So this is going to be able to swing in basically for 2 piercing collision checks most of the time. And that D-Digivolve trigger is really nasty. It can basically get you a bunch of memory just for dealing with an opponent's blast days, which will happen very, very frequently. And then this is a nasty blocker as well with all the DP boosts. It's not uncommon for you to just have a 15k blocker sitting on the board. We're also going to run 2 copies of MegaGargomon ACE. I think it fits a little bit better than the Greymon ACE. Has blocker, reboot. On Digivolve, you suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then 2 of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend or Digivolve until the end of their turn. Really stops some plays really effectively. And then when Digivolving at the end of attack, you may unsuspend this Digimon so it gets in for 2 checks as well. And we're going to round out our Digimon with 2 copies of Boltboutamon. You guys know I love this card. Has the Digivolve, gives minus 6k to the opponent's board, and then Trash as a security. Just a great way to clean up the board. Moving on to our options, 4 copies of Our Courage United. Just draw you some cards. Replace some level 5s when you lose yours. It's going to keep pressure on the board and keep your momentum going. And then we're going to run a copy of HPD. This is really important because RustTyrannomon costs 5. That is expensive. Because we play bodies so easily with the cost reduction on our Tamers, HPD fits in extremely well. We can just suspend down one of our level 3s to Evo a level 5 into RustTyrannomon for free, and then you get all of your value off the RustTyrannomon. On our Tamers, 3 copies of Tai Kamiya and Izzy Izumi. All of the adventure trait Tamers are going to say that when you play an adventure trait card, you can suspend this to reduce the play cost by 1. So that's what this does. And then all of your Digimon with the adventure trait gain blocker, good defensive pressure on our smaller end. Also, this is a green-black Tamer, so that's going to help with the Jijimon. In the other slot, I do have the Sora and Kari. It gains you a memory and then does the cost reduction thing. You can run the Mimi and Joe here. It has green-blue, so you wind up with 4 colors total, but you need 3 Tamers to get your 3 colors. I kind of liked having the 4-color pairing on 2 Tamers feels a little bit better in my opinion, which is why I'm doing it. But if you want to bank on the Jijimon doing more work, I would switch to the other 2-color Tamer, just in my opinion. And then we're going to have 2 copies of Tai Kamiya. It's Memory Setter. When one of your Digimon attacks, you suspend this Tamer to draw 1 card. And on main, you can play an adventure or hero trait card with the play cost of 2 or less from your hand without paying the cost. For each of your Tamer's colors, add 1 to this FX play cost maximum, then return this Tamer to the bottom of the deck. Can help eke out some bodies really efficiently. Make sure you have alliance targets on board, or make it so you can get into a level 6 really easily. So we're going to make sure that this is our Memory Setter in this deck. That's what I'm doing with RustTyrannomon. I think it fits in the adventure engine pretty well. It's tons of fun. Give it a try. Let me know what you guys think. But that's going to be it for this video. So thank you guys for watching. You have a great day.
Thank you to our channel members for supporting this channel. It's people like Langlong, Big Z11, Coffee Deus, and DigiDane who make videos like this possible.